Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show, the last day of November, tomorrow 1st of December. Wow, doesn't it fly? Especially when you're having fun. Anyway, we're there, we're almost there now. The decorations, everything will be going up tomorrow, cards will be posted out, and I done a few of mine today, to be honest. You know, where I work here, passed them through the doors because the time they all come back in, they're not like me. I work all the weekends. They'll get their cards on the 1st of December. Hope everything's going well with yourself. I'm still, honestly, I started September for my Christmas prezzies, starting to buy them. I'm now into December, as we say, tomorrow, and I've still got half a dozen presents to get. And you know, it's one of those where you're thinking, what shall I get? What shall I get? Oh, dear me, everyone. We all do it. We should start the first day after Christmas Day, shouldn't we, for next year? Dear me, and then they're all in. But they'll all gather dust and maybe not work if the toys as well come 12 months later, and you're thinking, wow, why did I bother? Anyway, nearly December, so, well, we'll talk about that on Friday, hopefully. We'll have Spotify up and running very, very soon. I still need to apologise. It's a nightmare for us because when your software runs out on your old, shall we say, iMac, it's a nightmare. I remember going back years ago when the internet first came out and you had a laptop and everything was included. All your software, no more money, it was great, everything was built in. Now they're onto it, aren't they? You buy a laptop, and they'll probably say, likes of Adobe, yeah, it's all built in. 12 months later, unless you buy the package, you don't get Adobe, you don't. Microsoft the same, Microsoft 365, Word, everything like that is just not included. You have to purchase it, and I've just purchased Microsoft Word, everything, 365, £89 per year, £89. Unreal. What you do, you still have to, if you want to be up and above everything else on your laptops, on your internet, then you need all the software to make things happen. It's okay if you just sit at home and you're just checking your emails out and excuse me, going on your Facebook you're going on your Facebook and social media, that's okay. Do you really need a laptop, or do you just use your phone? Because you can get everything on there as well. But when you're the likes of us, not-for-profit organisation, we need to purchase everything up to date. Got loads of work to do. 2026 will be a very busy year, I assure you, for DXTL. One step ahead on mental health and also REFspect. Yes, REFspect. We were on about it yesterday, weren't we? So I hope if you've been out and about today, loads of REFspect. It's been poor weather. I say that, yesterday was absolutely brilliant. When that sunshine came out at North Liverpool JFL, it was lovely. I must admit, I didn't talk too much to admin because my car was down, as you know, yesterday, so I'll give you a little bit of an update. So I walked down there yesterday, so it was a little bit later then. I watched my grandson playing a game. Great game, honestly. Warner Wolves, I've forgotten what it is, but anyway, what a game it was great. It was only friendly, and I decided to watch it because I hadn't seen the old DXTL team for a good over 12 months now, and honestly, absolutely brilliant to see them all. It was just amazing. And can I just say, while I was watching the game, Warner Wolverines, I think it was, but I'll get everything because I'm going to do a little piece on them. I was talking to my son, we were talking because it was a nice little friendly, great little game, I must admit, under 10s. And I could see the way that all the lads have all grown up together now. They were all little uns when we first started. Got loads of pictures of them, and boy, do they look a lot stronger. They're going to be really, really a powerful unit and outfit, and it was great to see them in action yesterday. I won't give you the score because it was only a friendly and everyone's going mad about scores, but it was a great game. Could have gone either way, you know what I mean? It was one of those things, but really enjoyable. And the sun came out, warmed it up. But when it went in, it was rather cold. And then later on we got a downpour, and today I think we're going to be having rain, wind, maybe a little bit of hail, but it's going to be cold. So if you've got later on games, because obviously it's a recorded show, then wrap up warm. And I'm looking forward, as I say, to the Liverpool game, but more about that very shortly. And anyway, as I was watching the game, I just noticed, wow, the team, Warner, had REFspect on the back of their t-shirts, on their kits. And I was amazed. I really, really was. It was amazing to see. And at half time, I just had to go over and introduce myself to the managers. One of them recognised me. And forgive me for not knowing your names, but honestly, I was that surprised. It was brilliant to see. And I know JFA, some of their teams have REFspect on the back. And if you want to put your REFspect on the back of your kit, honestly, that's what it's all about. Supporting our referees and don't cross the line, the work that we do. So I had to take a picture of the lads all with the back on the back of the t-shirts, and then I actually said to them, come on lads, turn round, because I'm going to do a nice little picture thing for you for REFspect, the awareness weekends when they happen in 2026. And it was great to see. I said if it's okay for the permission of the parents as well. But it's great publicity. Thank you so much. And things like that, we'll put these teams in the hat towards the competition to win a prize next year, because they're already supporting the work that we do. And we always ask kids to get involved, and this is what we want to do, and we really do want you to get involved in the competition for next year. And I'll talk to one or two businesses, see if they can put a nice prize up, a team prize for the weekends of REFspect. It's a national campaign, so it'll be a national award that you will win. So if you want to get involved in it, send images in of the referee and the team. If you want to present the referee with a nice little gesture of thank you so much for your time and effort in our games over the season and today as well, and over the weekends of REFspect. Appreciate your referee, that's what it's all about. And we're going to be doing some sort of competition for it, and as far as I'm concerned, I know there'll be loads getting involved, because we want to make it bigger and better for the teams out there. And I'll put that to the PFA and the PGMOL and maybe the FA, if they can put up any awards, because we want to make it bigger. And with the PGMOL and the PFA and the Premier League extending the 3 weeks, and the EFL, absolutely amazing for a not-for-profit organisation, a community. That's us, community interest company. Don't cross the line. It's a massive achievement, and I think it's absolutely brilliant to recognise the work that we do and support the referees. The reason we're supporting the referees is because we're also supporting the kids on the field of play. Because while the referees are getting the stick off irate parents and spectators, they're getting verbally abused, the kids are listening to that, and the kids are getting drawn into it. So if we stop that, we leave the kids alone to play and study on their development of playing football, their skills. And also it helps the young referees to develop their skills in officiating, because the 9 times out of 10 now, you've got a 14, 15, 16-year-old youngster officiating on your game, and they're only learning exactly the same as the kids on the field of play. They're learning and developing, and that's where they need the room to develop. And we need you irate spectators and managers, coaches, who are having a go at them week in, week out, to take a back seat and leave them alone. Because if you leave the referees alone, you're leaving the kids to play as well. And we don't want sideline referees. We always emphasise that, because sideline referees, what I mean by that is the shouting and screaming over decisions that the referee makes. Yes, some may be a mistake, but we're only human. You have to let them get on with it. Just like the kids will make a mistake, just like the manager or coach will make a mistake as well. You know, everything involved in grassroots football is full of mistakes. Committee make mistakes. There's always the team that make the mistakes. Now, come on. We just get on with it, grin and bear it, because we're only human, and everyday life is full of mistakes. I make loads of mistakes right the way through the week. We all do. No one is pitch perfect, no one whatsoever, and especially the kids and the referees. So spare a thought for them while they're out there in all weathers, like they were yesterday, doing 4 or 5 games, whereas you can take your child to a game and then you go home and do the rest. The rest of the day is yours and your child's, and you get on with family time. But that referee will probably stay for another 4 or 5 games regardless of the weather. Now last Sunday, if everyone remembers it, it was horrendous. It was unreal. It came from nowhere. The hail, the wind, the rain, it was non-stop. And the funniest thing was, I was with my son watching a game under the brolly. I was only spitting. And I said, look, I'll have to just nip to the loo. I've had too many teas. And he went, yeah, not a problem. So nips to the loo, goes to the cafe, comes through the cafe, and it was chocker in the foyer, shall I say, while people were all waiting to go out to the game. And I looked and I went, wow, it was torrential rain. So I managed to stay right the way through the storm, shall we say, because it was. And then, left, right and centre, games were getting abandoned. It was atrocious. The kids were freezing cold. You have to bring them off. You know, you really, really do. Those kids, hypothermia, that can set in. Not a problem if you don't watch them. You've got to get them off, and the referees were making the correct decisions, and you had to cancel the games. That was early in the morning. Now, if you were all involved in that one, well done for just turning up, but it was. And I hope all the kids didn't suffer too much. They all got home, had a nice hot bath or shower and a nice drink, because it was horrendous. It really, really was. But there you go, that's what can happen in the UK weather. 1 minute it can be absolutely lovely, and then the hail will come down, the weather will be freezing. Like today, the wind was biting and we had bits of rain, but it was chilly, so the kids feel it. So always put in the winter, an extra top on or thermal vest for all the kids. Let them wrap up, you know, that's what it's all about. Now sometimes you see the kids in their kits, and we have to say this, emphasise, even though we support our referees, you've got referees out there who are dressed to the hilt, like an Eskimo, when they go out and officiate a game. And you've got to take a back seat on that one, because the kids are in kits. So referees, you have to be in a kit. It's okay, put a nice fleecy jacket on, put your top over that, put the fleecy jacket, your thermals all underneath, and put your referee top over it. Look official. It's okay if it's absolutely Baltic and you're out for 4 or 5 games. I can't see the problem. So long as you look like a referee, because most of them just look like someone have turned up, no kit, no nothing, no ID. You could be anyone, just blowing a whistle. You're lucky enough we all know them, and the leagues know them, but I'm sure that the county FAs will clamp down on this one, because they are affiliated to the county FA, and you have to look like a referee, because the kids are looking like footballers. So join in, and that's my message. And I'll talk to all the referees, I'll tell them this is what's happening, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people agreeing with me there. We all go out there, we're all big thick coats on and nice woolly jumpers and umbrellas to stand there watching the game. Yeah, we do feel, and if the kids, as things happened last week, the referees called it right, they abandoned the game. Some didn't want to abandon the games, and the way to do this is not just leave it to the committees. A referee will talk to the managers, and the managers will agree whether the kids need that game abandoned. Sometimes 1 or 2 kids will say yeah, and it could be not too bad. But when the whole team is starting to talk, I think that's when the managers and the coaches get together with the referee and say, look, enough is enough. Let's call this one. It's too bad for the kids. We don't want them to suffer. Health and safety, yeah, right decision made. And especially if the thunder and lightning comes, everyone's now understanding that, yeah, straight off, if anything like that happens. But it was Baltic last week, and well done to all the mums and dads and all the grandparents who've all turned up throughout that weather. I was nice and dry, by the way. I'd missed it all, and it was the best decision that I'd made, because I could have been really soaked through, but it wasn't. It was nice and dry and warm. And I had a nice brew in the cafe, and my son and my grandson were absolutely frozen. So it tells you this is what the weather's all like. So if you feel like that, then please, managers, referees, get together and you make the decision, because the committees will leave that to you. If you think it's bad for the kids, they'll back you to the hills, I assure you. Okay, yes, we were talking about the REFspect. And this is what we want, day in, day out, week in, week out. The competition, let's get involved, let's get all your teams involved, your clubs involved for REFspect on the 12th, 18th and 25th of April 2026. They're going to be big, and it includes the Merseyside Derby as well, and it may be in the Manchester Derby, not too sure, where all our referees, the official PGMOL, will wear these t-shirts during their warm-ups around the Premier League grounds. Now hopefully it's going to get a lot of media coverage. I've got to get in touch with the Daily Mirror, and may do that later on, because I'll have a little bit more time, because I'm watching an early kick-off, and then I'm setting off, coming back, getting 1 or 2 more Christmas cards, and then relaxing. So I'll have little bits to do just before Liverpool kick-off. Now Everton, we had some banter off the Everton fans. They were really having a go at us when we lost, or when we're losing, and they went above us on goal difference. Well, unfortunately yesterday we didn't kick a ball and we went above Everton. Excuse me, a few hiccups there. Well, it was anyway. I don't think Everton were too happy with the score. I didn't think it was going to be that score, to be honest, the way they've been playing. They beat Man United 1-0, and then this happens at home, and I don't think there was too many happy Evertonians. You could tell by the way that ground emptied, and I think it was 59 minutes, it was 3-0 or 4-0, 3-0. People were leaving, the ground was empty, couldn't believe it, and there was more boos at Goodison than there was at Anfield, I assure you. Are they the real fans who boo? Come on, let's hear from you. Yeah, the banter goes on. It's our turn today. Let's just hope Liverpool can now start putting 1 or 2 chances away and getting 1 or 2 goals. That's what it needs. But Bowen, he's the main danger for us, I assure you. I'd love him in my team, in the Liverpool team. What a dominant player he is. He always has a good game, and he must be one of the best players for West Ham in their team, I must admit. So let's just hope we keep him quiet. Let's hope our lads turn up today and start playing some football and putting the chances away and defending as we know they can. Alisson, you need a really good day today. He is back in training, so fingers crossed we can turn it on. We need to catch up with the leaders as well. Whether we win or whether we don't, we need to cut the deficit down on the point system, don't we? And Chelsea and Arsenal, what a game that'll be today. And I just feel like Chelsea will sneak that 1-2-1. Now I've put Liverpool down to West Ham with 2-2. But, you know, today, this was yesterday I'd done that. Today, I feel a little bit more confident. I feel like Liverpool will turn up, and then a little bit of pressure will be off, and we've got Sunderland who are playing really well on Wednesday evening at home, and then we're away to Leeds. So if we can get 9 points, absolutely fantastic. This is what we need to do, and I'm sure people will think then Liverpool are back. I will anyway, but it's only a matter of time. And do you know what? Isak, I think, he was only on a few minutes the other day, PSV, but he looked really sharp. And what you can tell there's something going to happen very soon indeed, to assure you. And once he gets his first goal and he gets his foot in, there you go, he'll be back as well. Okay, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much indeed for everyone tuning in to our shows over the last 3 days. I assure you we'll be on Spotify soon in a big way. Once we get all it up and running, the software organised, and working with the accountant to make sure that they do that. And once again, a massive thank you to Quarry Green Vipers under 9s who are supporting us to the hilt, and their money has landed and they're ready to donate to DXTL and our Hearts of Gold initiative. Thank you so much indeed. £1,000 raised for the walk that they did on the Crosby coast. Fair bit of walking, and they cracked it, and thankfully with broken ribs I managed to do it as well, and it helped me out a little bit more, and I'm starting to heal, I really am, and I'll be back in work very soon indeed. Unfortunately, but Christmas is coming. I need to get organised and I need to relax and then say, wow, I managed to get through all that, but there's a lot of wrapping and presents and there's a lot of writing to do, and that is a nightmare, as well as the work that we have to do here. So I'm sure you are all in the same boat as me. Anyway, 1st of December tomorrow, it's coming. We can't get rid of it. I just hope everyone's got everything organised, and if you've been out and about today or over the weekend, I hope that you showed loads of respect on and off the field of play. We'll be back on Friday, hopefully with young Dan. If not, it's only because of Spotify. From myself, Matt Lane, all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, REFspect programme, Hearts of Gold initiatives, one step ahead on mental health. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great week. Cheerio for now. And come on, you Reds.